Clear your desk, loser. The voice cut through the office noise like glass. I looked up. My boss was standing over me, eyes bright with the kind of joy people usually save for weddings or winning the lottery. Stealing company funds? You're done. The CEO's son stood just behind him, smiling like a man watching a chess piece fall exactly where he planned. Dad already called the cops. Every head in the office turned. My name hung in the air like a bad smell. I said nothing. What, no begging? My boss laughed. Pathetic accountant. Cat got your tongue? Termination papers landed on my desk with a slap. Sign them or we add criminal charges. I met his gaze. Steady. Controlled. He thought my silence was fear. It wasn't. I wasn't who he thought I was. I'd been with the company for 5 years, built its books from chaos into symmetry, saved them more money than my own salary would ever see. And now, this. I'd seen it in his eyes for months, the CEO's son. The envy, the careful way he lingered near my reports. Too eager to help, too quick to bring me coffee I never asked for. The first irregularities I noticed weren't mine. They were his. Small amounts moved between holding accounts late at night. Harmless if unnoticed, fatal if uncovered. I kept notes, quietly. And then, suddenly, I was the one accused. I didn't need a confession to know. This wasn't incompetence. This was surgical framing. But here's the thing. When someone buries you, they rarely check if you're already holding the shovel. I signed the termination papers without a word, collected my things with calm precision. People avoid looking at you when they think you're guilty. That's useful. I went home and opened my backup drive. Every ledger, every transfer, every timestamp I'd mirrored for years. Perfectly legal, buried behind layers of encryption. I started pulling threads. 3 nights in, I had him. Late-night transfers from the CEO's private reserve into offshore accounts. Access logs matching his security badge. And then, the jewel. Emails. A chain between him and a vendor that didn't exist outside a P.O. box. But that wasn't enough. I needed more than proof. I needed inevitability. So, I waited. When the police called for questioning, I gave them just enough to sound cooperative. Mentioned I'd been keeping some records. Asked if they'd like me to bring them in person. They would. The conference room was warm when I walked in. My boss, the CEO, the son, 2 officers. I placed a single binder on the table, opened it to the first page. This is a record of every financial irregularity in the past 18 months, I said, all sourced from internal systems, all cross-verified. The son shifted in his chair. I flipped another page. Page 64 begins a pattern. Transfers into accounts in the Cayman Islands. Initiated after midnight. Authorized under this badge number. I slid a printed access log forward. His badge number, his timestamps, his signatures. The room went very still. The CEO picked it up. His son didn't look at him. I kept my voice even. I believe you'll find this supports my innocence and strongly suggests the identity of your actual thief. The silence cracked like ice. The CEO's son spoke first. This isn't what it looks like. My boss leaned forward. You said, I know what he said, I cut in. Calm, direct. My eyes stayed on a CEO. The police can sort the rest. The officers began collecting the binder. One asked for a digital copy. I'd brought one, of course. Multiple formats, all time-stamped. I stood, buttoned my coat. If you'll excuse me, I have no further business here. The CEO's son finally looked at me. There was no smugness now, only the dawning understanding that his game was over, and I'd never raised my voice once. I walked out, the murmur of questions and accusations following me like a fading storm. Freedom doesn't always feel like sunlight. Sometimes it's just the absence of a weight you didn't know was crushing you. They'd spend weeks picking apart what I'd given them. The son would deny. The CEO would rage. My boss would scramble to distance himself from the mess. I didn't care. My part was done. I hadn't cleared my name in the court of public opinion. I didn't need to. The only people who mattered had the truth and the ability to act on it. Some victories don't come with applause. Some are won in quiet rooms with paper and ink. I wasn't interested in vindication, just precision. And in the end, he learned what precision feels like, when it cuts straight through you.